we see the about the author and the new words, hard words. We see the meaning, right? Now we go for the second the period in this summary of the lesson. In this essay, Sasivi Raman shows that water is the real elixir of life. Water is basic of all life. It is a basic thing. Everybody's life, water is very essential. Every animal and plant contains water in its body. In our body also we are having for certain percentage water is there in our body. The conservation and utilization of water is fundamental for human welfare. Water is a fundamental welfare. Which is the fundamental welfare? Water. MENTL, fundamental. For human welfare. Right, that's the first point. The water is very, very important for all the human beings, all the living things. In shortly we can say all the living things. The conservation of utilization of water fundamental for human welfare. First one. Okay, right. He demonstrates this idea with an incident in his life. In his life, what had happened, that one Sasivi Raman here is trying to demonstrate. He demonstrates this idea with an incident in his life. He recollects the day he was standing on the line which separates the Libyan desert from the valley of the Nile in Egypt. That's the name of a river. That's the name of the river is Nile River. Where is the Nile River is there? Is there in Egypt. You are studying for the about the water. You are studying in science class. In Egypt, in the Nile River, and that everything is studying in all the details studied in social studies, right? So on one side was visible a sea, a very stand without any life. On the other side lay one of the greatest, most fertile and densely populated areas to be found anywhere on the earth. It was teeming with life and vegetation, and it was due to the water of river Nile. Okay, the next year in this lesson we try to explain about the water. Once again I will repeat for you people. Water, the elixir written by Sasivi Raman, analysis and discuss the clear, conscious and scientific manner the nature of properties of water and its significance in its life and the human beings. Again, to prove this argument, it is the example of Libyan desert. I told you already, that valley of the Nile. The presence of river Nile in the valley of Nile is responsible for this huge difference between the two places. How many places? Two places. He in fact remarks that the entire civilization, Egypt, was nurtured and sustained by the life-giving waters of life. So in Egypt, for this one, the sustained by the life-giving waters of Nile. Right? Raman points out how the presence of water adds to the beauty of the countryside. So the beauty of countryside, we can say that one because of water only. Beauty of countryside. The countryside is very beauty because of what? Water. Because of water. In science you can say H2O, hydrogen and oxygen, you can say that one for water. Your short form you are writing, right? Okay, good. Then the remaining points, how the presence of water adds the beauty of countryside. I told you that way the tanks, apart from quenching the thirst of human beings, animals, plants, had life, color and vigor of the landscape. They are very common sight in South India and play a very important role in nurturing the agriculture development of the region. This water of these rain-fed tanks is utilized for the cultivation of rice in Mysore. You know the friends, here he explained how to save water. How to save water. Then South India, always they are struggling for the agriculture without water. Only they are depending upon the monsoon and rainy season only. Then South India play a very important and nurturing agriculture development of the region. This water of these rain-fed tanks. What is the meaning of rain-fed tanks? When it's rain, we have to save the water. There are so many methods are there to how to save the water. In terrace, we can have connect one pipe, and down we can dig one well or construct one wall. We can save the water. That is called rain-fed tanks. He compares water in the landscape of the human eyes. So, is for water he compared for the human eyes. Water to compare for the human eyes. Why? Can any one of you? Why is compared the water to the human eyes? Without eyes, we can't see, we can't write, we can't move. So, eye is very important in our body, right? It is like a light in our life. Without eye, without eyes, we can't do anything. So, is compared the water for the human eyes. Water for the human eyes. Water plays an important role in promoting agriculture and making the entire region fertile and full of greenery. Whatever water is placed, water plays a very important role. Water plays a very important role. What is the important role it plays here? Promoting agriculture. What is that one? Agriculture. AGRICULTURE. So, making the entire region fertile and full of greenery. What it's doing? Full of greenery. WELER. Is telling about the water. First we compare the water into water is equal to human eyes, right? Then he explained the water that play the important role of agriculture, because of agriculture full of greenery. So here when we go for the next one, it is a major problem in countries like India. It's a very important that one in India is facing, because of the monsoon is failed, means everything is failed. It's very important in India. It occurs when the top layer of soil is washed away in successive steps by the action of water. When water flows, it's the upper layer, it's moved away. So fresh water of the river in the delta areas. So what is trying to explain for us? It's a major problem in the countries like India. It occurs when the top layer of the soil washed away in successive steps by the action of water. When water moves, that layer, the stones and everything will be moved. So he is trying to explain why it is very important when you save the water. It is mainly caused by a sudden burst of heavy rainfall, the slope of land. One is heavy rainfall, second one is the slope of land. Slope means like this, right? Slope of land. When heavy rainfall comes, it's the slope of land, the upper layer will be washed away. Right. So, next, you remove the nature protective coat of vegetation. Extents of rust along with the water can flow rapidly. The next one is, what is the basic of all forms of life? All forms of life, water is very important. All creatures require water for their psychological activity. For all the psychological activity, water is very important. In countries like India, where agriculture production is mainly depend on seasonal rain. What rainfall? Seasonal rainfall. Already I told you how they are waiting for the seasonal rainfall. When it is failed, they are being put in very much trouble. So they are facing lot of problem. This becomes a burning issue. This becomes a burning issue. Now also you can see in the TV, newspaper, you know that one how the farmers are suffering, right? So C.V. Raman suggests that the adoption of techniques which help in preventing the controlling soil erosion in order of conserve the harness water for useful purpose. Harness matter for the useful purpose. This would prevent the water from the seasonal rainfall from running off the ground. He suggests the practice of afforestation and the planting of civilized forests to check soil erosion. In the forest, what you have to do, check the soil erosion, conserve rainwater. First point, soil erosion. What is to suggest that one? First point is soil erosion. First point is soil erosion. Second point, conserve rainwater. What you have to do? Conserve rainwater. Right. Conserve rainwater and provide cheap supplies of fuel. He also mentioned the idea of prompting internal waterways as a cheap and economical means of transport, because a country like India has a large number of water bodies which can be used for navigation, right? He also supports the idea of using water resources to produce hydroelectric power. This would improve the rural economy and help in tapping the groundwater resource to greater extent. So, hydroelectric power, from where we are getting for all the electricity, for all the power, where we are getting? The hydroelectric power, the waterfalls, the water when it rains, but then only they can save the water for the natural rainfalls, waterfalls. They are getting the hydroelectric power. What they are getting? Save the water. How it is very, very important in our life. The Sir C.V. Raman, he got the Nobel Prize in Physics, and is explained about the elixir of life. Go through once again for your textbook and understand that one. Still more you want explanation, I will explain you in the next class. Okay children, take care. Bye.